Morning, everyone. Morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Um, I'm here going live, and my name is Dallas Piana, and I am going to talk today about how to be more successful by hiring an assistant. Um, it's interesting. A couple of days ago, I asked a question in the group. Like what's your biggest fear when if you are going to become successful, being successful? And so many people wrote that they had a fear of not being able to keep up, okay? Of not, that their private life would kind of collapse because all their focus would be around this successful business. And I thought, it's time again to talk about hiring an assistant, right? So if you're just jumping on here, say hi below in the comments so I know who's here, who's watching. And welcome everyone. Love to have you here. Thanks for hopping on, taking the time to watch what's going on here today. So we're going to talk about assistant and why that will actually make you more successful. First of all, let's just back up a little bit. All of you are skilled at what you do. You are coaches. You actually are hired to help someone move from where they are in a pain point to something else in their life, right? The transformation. They want something else. You're very skilled of moving someone through that transformation. Learning how to market and sell your business online is a completely different type of skill set, okay? Completely. And it doesn't happen overnight, okay? You're lucky if you are familiar with Facebook, just from a personal point of view, but when it becomes you've got to now position your business and actually sell on Facebook, it's a whole different Megillah. And most business owners are crushed by the steep learning curve of social media, of how to market, sell, deliver, and do the operations and everything, and keep your business afloat using something like Facebook. Now, I'm going to talk about Facebook because that's what I teach, all right? So there's a steep learning curve. It takes years to perfect it, okay? But there are basic, fundamental things you need to be doing every day that compound over time and produce the result of getting clients, okay? So it's not like you do something, you get a client, and then you do not market and sell online, okay? Because that client that you're working with over the course of 3 months, 6 months, a year is going to have the transformation or the result, and they'll say goodbye. And now what? Right? And most of us can't survive on one client. We need many clients to keep afloat and to pull in a healthy, paycheck, month to month. So you need to keep the marketing and sales piece of your business alive, okay? But it's very hard to do both. It's very hard to be the CEO of your business and be with clients and actually, thinking ahead strategy wise, planning out your year, putting together programs, tweaking programs, making improvements and research, and then also doing the marketing and sales, okay? So my feeling is right from the get-go, within 6 months of you learning the basics of Facebook marketing and sales, you should, and you're after, when you get your first client, put that money right back into hiring an assistant 5 hours a week. 5 hours a week. There's only so much you can hold up here, okay? You need to start delegating the simple task of lead generation to an assistant, okay? That's where I started. Actually, I started actually hiring an assistant to help me with a client and to do her lead generation, okay? Because there wasn't enough time in a day for me to do it. So you start delegating over the simple task. If you're just hopping on, just say hi below. Tell me where you're from, okay? Um, so you want to start delegate because this is going to free you up. Because if you don't start delegating the simple tasks, you're going to stay in the weeds, okay? You're going to stay in the marketing and sales weeds of your company, and you're going to be miserable, Okay, you want to start delegating out certain tasks, frees you up so that you can actually be the expert, and serve. Hi Heather, hi Falone. Start serving people without doing all the little details of everyday lead generation. Okay, that's really where you want to start, is lead generation. Okay, this will also free you up with time. Not only are you freeing up your space up here, but it frees you up with time. It'll give you more time. You'll have more time to spend with actually selling. It'll give you more time to actually spend with coaching your clients and thinking about next steps for your clients, because many times we're customizing what people need throughout the weeks of their journey of working with us. Okay, but if you're in the minutia and the weeds of doing lead generation, it's a lot going on. So the first thing I would delegate out is lead generation. So that's building your audience, going out into groups and inviting people over. Remember, the funnel, you've got to bring people into the top of the funnel so that they can get to know you, warm up to you and your content, and then get closer and closer to you, and then people will raise their hand to want to work with you. Okay, so you constantly have to be bringing in new ideal clients to your space so they can see what you have to offer. Okay, because people are going to be moving through at a fast pace. Okay, so you definitely want to be doing that every day, and this is like the perfect task to hand over to an assistant. Okay, what other things can you hand over? Every one of your lives that you do should be saved. I saved mine on YouTube. Okay, just because in case Facebook goes down, I have a body of work over there. So that's something I delegate out to my assistant. Okay, she does that after this live. She's going to go on. She'll actually move it to the unit section and she'll put it into one of the unit categories, and then she'll upload it into YouTube. Okay, so you don't have to do YouTube. You could just upload it into your own desktop. Okay, but you want to keep things. You're creating a library of your work. Okay, so that's another thing that you can delegate right away. Other things that I delegate is that I have my assistants do my first welcome message to my clients. Okay, they do the welcome message to my clients. They welcome people. They She puts up the welcome post for me once a week and tags everyone that has been newly added to my group. I mean, these are little things that take, you think, oh, I can do it. Oh, no worry, I'll just do it. No, you need to bundle these things together. I'm telling you, they will free you up tremendously so that you can do something else with your time. Okay. Another great thing is if you're producing content and you have a Trello board set up with different topics of content, you can actually just pick and choose what you want to be posted for the week, and your assistant can set it up in your, either in post for you in your personal page or actually set it up in a scheduler on your group page. These things add up with time. These are great things to turn over to an assistant. Okay. They can also do any kind of banners for you, any of your images for you in Canva. Okay, so you can find someone who is creative or who can follow your style. Okay, it's not that hard to do, but it's time consuming. So delegate it over. Another thing I have mine do, when I'm doing a launch or a conversion event like a workshop or a challenge or a boot camp. I mean, I doubled my hours in preparation for the launch of a workshop and during a workshop, all hands on deck, because she is helping me inviting people. She is tagging people, creating tags. She is setting up the worksheet. We have a huge worksheet of things to do that's almost like, maybe 100 items of things that have to be done to actually pull off a workshop. So, you need someone to help you, support you in doing this. She also helps me manages the conversations during the workshop, as far as making sure people have their workbook. Do they have the homework? Do they need help with the homework? How are they doing? Do they, all this kind of stuff. You need assistance to help you with things like this. Okay. You really want to start delegating out. What else? I mean, I don't blog, but I'm sure somebody, if you are a blogger, somebody can respond to comments for you. That's something you can do. I mean, you can have some people also. My assistant has gone in, and I have emails that go out in a sequence during a workshop of 30 emails. So she goes in there and setting up for each emails, and we have to change all the dates. I mean, these things are time consuming, okay? But they are rinse and repeatable, but they need tweaking. So if you have a great assistant and you can tell her what you need to have done, or him, these are things you want to be delegating. Hi, Charla. So what do you do? So there, where are these assistants? Okay. So for me, I put a post in a large group of women, and I ask, who needs work as an assistant. And actually, the first gal I interviewed, I said, she's it. Okay. I can teach her. I can train her. Okay. And so what I did is I did short little videos of what I wanted her to do. And I showed her exactly how I wanted her to do it in a video. And so I use Loom. So any videos under 5 minutes is free there. If it's more, you have to pay, I think, $10 a month. And then I send it to her so she has a step-by-step video instructions of how I want things done. Okay. And then what you do is you want to monitor the work day by day until you can see that your assistant can actually fly on their own. Okay. And then what we do is we generally are talking, probably right now I'm in the middle of a launch, so we're talking more often, but generally it's about once a week, keep up to date with what needs to be done every week. Okay. So that's one thing. Now, there are other ways you can look at your family members. Do you have sisters that are looking for extra hours of work? Okay. Do you have children that are maybe in college, or children's friends that are in college that are maybe want to, they're going into marketing and they want to, get experience of working with someone marketing on Facebook. Okay. So those are possibilities. You could actually set up through something called Upwork. It's upwork.com, UPwork, WORK.com. It's a place where you actually post what you need. So you could set up that you need someone to help you, an executive assistant, a virtual assistant, whatever, and list what are the things the tasks that you want someone to help you with. Okay, so if you do want help with lead generation and content scheduling and image creating or banner creating, list out everything you want someone to help you with. And then people will apply, and they will, many people have recommendations from other clients. So, you need to screen and vet people before you actually hire them. Okay. But the most important thing is to show them exactly what you want done, and then to review or evaluate their work before it gets too far out into the future and it's a mess. Okay. So you want to course correct. Okay. And most people, what I love about my assistant, she's a yes girl. Yes, Dallas. Yes, I could do that. Yes, I could do that. How do you do that? Can you show me how to do that? So, there are people out there hungry for work. All right. So you could do Upwork, your friends, your family. You could put a message in a group. There are hundreds, probably thousands of executive assistants, VAs on Facebook looking for work. Okay. If you see someone that works well, so for instance, I know when I hired my gal, that people watched me and started saying, who's your girl? Can she take on more work? And she could at the time. So people saw that I had an assistant, and they went after her, and they said, can you pick up more hours? Because generally I don't have her for full-time hours, but she's working for 4 people, and so she's spinning plates for 4 people, and she's got a nice business going on. So look at, who needs more hours, who can help out. So do something like that. So start slow, 5 to 10 hours a week, really monitor them, and really direct them and guide them what you want them to do. And then, it's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. But think of it this way. Let's say you have a client that's paying you $500 for the month for services. So the first time, you're thinking, oh, yay, I have $500. I can pay off a bill. What I would do is take that $500 and I would invest into a VA or an assistant right away. Okay. Because that will free you up so that you can go out and get another client. Okay, so that you can get another client, and then this one is being paid for by this other client. All right, so your executive assistant or your VA is being paid by your clients, more clients that you're bringing in. If you bring on a client and now you have client work and now you have marketing and sales and operations and delivery of your business, okay, you're going to sink. You are going to sink. You need to start delegating it out because you need a life, okay? Because life happens. You're going to want to go on vacation. Things are going to happen in your life where you need to step away from your business for a little bit, and you want someone as your right hand gal or guy to step in and to keep your business afloat on Facebook. Because if you're not there every day or every other day, people are going to say, well, there's nothing going on here. I'm going to go somewhere else. They're going to forget about you. And all of this work that you've done to create an audience, that is responding to you, if you are not there for a week or two, they will find somewhere else to go. All right? So you definitely want to have some kind of backup that you can tap into if there is a crisis, or you want to go on vacation, or you want to step away. You want to make sure that your business keeps going on every day. Let me just look at my notes and see what else we have here. Okay, so you definitely want to, okay, what else did I want to tell you? Anything else? I think any questions, you guys, that you have about hiring an assistant, delegating out work, what kind of work to delegate out. There are tons of people out there, that are incredibly skilled at helping you build your business. That's for sure. And, you definitely, because you're starting small and starting with nothing, you definitely want to bring in someone around the 6-month time and start offloading some of the daily tasks that you're doing every day to keep your business afloat. So, again, you want to be, what else do I want to tell you? Referrals are also a good way. So I have, referred my gal out as well to other people. Yeah, and that's basically it. So don't be afraid. Definitely get someone on board. It may take, I've heard some other gals say it takes a couple, you go through a few assistants before you find the one that works great with you. But don't give up. Don't give up. There's somebody for everybody out there to help. Okay. And you'll be so freed to let go of some of the nitty gritty stuff that you have to do every day to keep your business afloat. Oh, what are some of the things that can be offloaded, Audrey? Okay, so for one, it should be building your audience. Any kind of lead generation can be offloaded. Any welcome messages that you do, like I have a canned welcome message that goes out in my group every week. So my gal Patricia, she posts that and she tags all the new people that have come into my group in the last week. She tags all of them so that they see a welcome message welcoming them. We also do a welcome message to anyone that comes into my personal page and then invite them over to the group, and she does that as well. Okay, and then I am into conversion events, which are workshops. So my gal helps me set up and does a lot of the background stuff, like changing dates and kind of retweaking all my emails that have to go out during a workshop. I think there's like 30 emails that go out of the course of a workshop time. So they all have to be updated with new links and new dates. She does all of that. And so I give her access to my autoresponder and to my Facebook page. And you can do that without giving the actual password. You can use something called things like LastPass, where you can give your assistant like a guest pass into your passwords to access your accounts. Okay, so you're not giving the master password away. So you can do that. So if something happens and it doesn't work out, and she goes away and you hire somebody new, they will get a new guest password to your account. So you could use something like that. So she does my emails for me. She does uploading my videos. This live will be uploaded to unit section when we're done. And then she will upload it also to my YouTube channel, which has already been set up. So it's all customized, the description. And all she has to do is upload it and then put the title on it. Okay. But these are time consuming things that are off my plate. All right. She also helps. Now I'm going into a workshop mode, you guys, next week. 5-day workshop. Get clients now. And so she is helping me with that. So her hours will go up because it's a lot more time and work. And she just helps me with communicating. If I have 200 people in a workshop, I can't get to everybody, right? So my assistant will help me get to other people. Her name is Patricia Warren. So if you are actually scheduled for that workshop, you may be assigned to her and she's going to be communicating with you and see what you need during that time. Okay. So I have 5 days of a workshop and then I have 5 days of bonus times as well. So we're like live for 10 days over the next 2 weeks. So that's a lot of uploading to do. There's a lot of things that have to be moved to YouTube. There's a lot of events that have to go out and people have to be tagged. I mean, there is a lot that has to be done. And so those are the things you want to turn over to an assistant. What should be some of the things that I should look for while hiring a VA? You know, what's their background? You know, I believe my gal is college educated. She is a mother. She's not, you know, the other thing I would consider is my gal is not in my time zone. So she's 2 hours different from me. So, I mean, but it works. It's okay because she gets to work way before I get up. She's like going to work. So by the time I go on to Facebook, she's off of Facebook and has already done her work for the day. And then I can get on there and be me. So there is some advantages of not being in the same time zone. But then there are other advantages of being in the same time zone. So you want to consider also if you are considering doing international VA services like over from the Philippines or India or Venezuela, you want to consider that they are on completely different time zones. They're almost like 12 hours. So when you're asleep, they're up. And when you're up, they're asleep. So you're not going to get immediate responses from people if you hire a VA from outside of the United States, if that's where you are, or outside of, you know, England or wherever you are. So you want to consider those things. Like for me, I like that I can, you know, pose a message out to Patricia and she's responding in real time right away. I don't have to wait 12 hours till she gets up. Okay. Because we're basically on the same time zone. Okay. And you just want to know their skill sets. You know, a lot of these younger people are very, very savvy on social media. They can whip around it. They understand it. You know, and because they grew up with it. So you want to ask them, you know, what's your experience? Who have you worked for before? Have you done any work before? Or are you brand new? But what's your comfort level wherever you're promoting your business on, if it's Facebook or Instagram or wherever. Okay. Hi, Perlette. Who else is on here? Okay, you guys. Any other questions? I'll just wait a few minutes, a few seconds. Let me just update this and see if there's anything else I'm missing. Lashonda, hi. Nice to see you. Philone is on. Okay. So if you have any other questions, you know, PM me, private message me about this, or drop them below. I certainly can answer them there. I get messages all the time for people about this, but really do not be afraid. And, you know, do it sooner. You will be so happy that you brought on an assistant, okay? And that you need it. And start with 5 hours a week is perfect. You know, Monday through Friday, an hour a week to do things for you, and just start a task list. And even, you know, you can do this. It's just, what are you doing every day? Write it down and then look at your piece of paper. What task can I turn over to my assistant? What do I want to let go of? What is something that somebody else could do for me in my name? Okay, so that you want to look at it that way too. Okay. All right, you guys. So just reminding everyone, next Monday we start the 5-day workshop. Get clients now. It's like the fourth time or fifth time that I've ran this. I mean, the reviews of my workshop are extraordinary. Most it's eye-opening, it's life transforming. It's not fluff. We get right into the nitty gritty. There will be assignments. I've also added how many? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4 bonus sessions. So the first bonus session is going to be tomorrow at 11 o'clock Pacific time. So that's Thursday, January 21st at 11 o'clock. I'm going to be going over the Gold Star messaging framework. What does that mean? It means what is the copy, the message you need when you're selling. Okay. You need to be hitting these. We're going to go over that tomorrow. All right. And then on Saturday, after the workshop, we're going to be doing a branding you bonus. Sunday, a client interview. Monday, why people buy and why they don't buy. And then a Q&A session. But you guys, if you need a workbook, comment workbook below and Patricia will get one to you over a messenger, or check your emails. Emails are going out with links to a workbook that you can download, and it's you can follow along and take notes as we go through the 5-day workshop that starts next Monday at 11 o'clock Pacific. Okay, you guys, have a great Wednesday, and I'll see you tomorrow in the bonus session. All right, bye-bye.